Okay, after kale and peppers and some form of onion is another tomato bed. Stand back to ghetto. These are getting tall, and of course the cherry tomatoes at the far end are the ones that are getting the tallest. This had Asian greens in it. They didn't do very well this year. And these tomatoes all seem to put out their first tomatoes down really low, so they're actually lying on the straw. I've put in lettuce seeds in here last week, which aren't doing well yet. And this is the daikon radish alpine. They are sprouting really quick. There's some volunteer onions in there. They look like they have some form of blight on them almost. I might need to rip those out. Tomatoes are coming on, but they're not doing much. This one I think is a green zebra. There's one at the far end. The first bed I looked at that looks exactly the same right now, but it's a black zebra, and it will change to that purpley brown color. I think these are the Japanese black truffle. They look like squat pears. There's one starting to change color a little bit. I hear Daisy whining over in the weeds. That means she may have found a rabbit that she'll probably never catch. Again, here's a this season added half octagon bed, squash, a cherry tomato, and I've planted, here's the other one, I've planted cantaloupe in that one, and maybe, I forget what I planted this one. Oh, miniature spaghetti squash, I think. Anyhow, but then I put some on each side, so they're going to hopefully start climbing what was the old gazebo. I've got it still propped up. I need to attach it better, and I'll have to put some sort of like netting in there to hold any fruit that form. There's basil growing in, and weeds growing in with the tomatoes up this end. I need to put more in. I've also got ginger growing. I've never had it outside before. Oh, it pierced itself. But these sat in little pots outside and got dehydrated way too many times repeatedly, so I don't know if they'll do well this year or not. This is where most of the squash are going to come from, I think. They're these yellow guys. And then there were also yellow patty pans at the far end. This is Y star, and the far end is G star, and they're green patty pans. Somehow I forgot to weed whack this path last week. My beans, this was a second planting or later planting I just did, like very sparsely spaced, and they are not doing well at all. And even worse than these are the yellow ones that I put in yellow wax, and they hardly came up. So I've just tossed in some dragon tongue beans the other day, and we'll see how those do. Oh, these are going to be yellow pears. Those are the kind my mom likes the most. I don't think we're focusing. Based on a book I read on vertical gardening, it's kind of neat to have trombonico squash, I think. They're supposed to look like a giant, I don't know. I've never grown them before. I think kind of almost like one of those birdhouse gourds, maybe. And they are really climbing up into the tomato cages, which was intended. I spaced these cages far apart to let sunlight through and to hopefully have a chance of getting some of those trombonicos. I think that's what they are. I feel like I'm talking like an Australian with a question mark at the end of every sentence because I was listening to Australian podcast yesterday. Still got carrots in the ground. And let's see if I can find the base of one. No, I cannot find one over here. There we go. Ew, this one's bent. This one didn't have a very happy life, I guess. Smells good, though. Boy, that smells good. Hey, Daisy. Daisy. Come here. Want this? Come get a carrot. Come on. Want a carrot? Over here. Come get it. This is all weeds. It needs to be all lawn. Or straw. These are escaped strawberries. You want it? You can have it. Okay, here. Got it? Take it. You're too hot, and you're going to hack something up. I'm tripping over hoses here. They're going off to the beds down there. These are my 1, 2, 3 4x4 raised beds, each with a 2-in-1 plum tree in it. I only bought one, but the second one had a graft die off, and the first one had a graft die off. The second one, which was a replacement, showed up with a graft broken off. So Stark Brothers kept sending me replacements. problem is they don't do well with our our repeated frost in the spring. This sucker was loaded with strawberries this year, but the soil level in there is a little low, so they kind of get moldy once in a while. I need to keep raising the soil. Volunteer squash down there. This one's got lots of rosemary that overwintered. Same with that one over there. Lots of rosemary in this one that I planted after it overwintered nicely. There's some lemongrass and lemon verbena as well as strawberries. And this one's got some sage that overwintered and looks pretty gross right now, but I think it's going to start to leaf out again. It bloomed a little while ago. Stopping this video and going to the next.